Let's put back 43 here. Neutrals. I am going, this is the midtones, every colors in the midtones. So I am going to put -10, -2, 15, -18, and then let's do the blacks, which are the shadows. Let's put -10, 25, 0, and 10. And you can see this is the change we created. Now I'm going to use the dodge tool to bring out some of the highlights in our image. So let's just create a new layer. Let's call this dodge. Change the blending mode to overlay and take this 50% gray box because we want a 50% gray layer. We're going to choose the dodge tool, and the settings, I'm going to leave this at midtones, exposure 10, and we will focus here on the highlights in the hair, on the faces, and on the leather jackets and boots mostly. So let's zoom in. And let's start with this girl. Let's just brush over the highlights that we see on the face, on the hair, and on the leather jacket. Where you see the highlights, you just sort of increase those, exaggerate those. Like this. Then let's do this guy. Let's do his hair. Then let's move on to this girl. We can first increase the highlights in her hair. And to basically increase the effect, you need to click a few times. The exposure is 10, meaning that the more you click, the more the dodging effect will increase. And let's see what we can do on her face. I'm just going to increase the size of the brush here. And finally, let's finish things off with this girl. Okay, so let's bring this back, and this is the change we get. If you want a even stronger effect, you can just duplicate the effect. Let's see. Let's put just 50% here. You can adjust it the way you like it. And then I am going to, this time I'm going to add a burning effect. I'm going to darken some areas. So let's do the exact same thing. Let's call this burn. Let's change this to overlay. Take the 50% gray box, change to the burn tool here, and this time I am going to just bring this, the size to, let's say 14, and this time I'm going to focus on the shadows, but especially the contour of the faces. So let's start with this guy. I'm going to create separation here. I can reduce the size a bit. Sort of increase the details. Let's do the other people. Again here, focusing on the contour of faces, clicking a few times to increase the effect. Let's increase the effect under the lip here. Same thing here. And same thing here. Around her eye. Let's move to this one. Let's go back to the burn tool. I'm going to increase this to 14. Here I'm creating some depth by increasing the shadows on specific areas. Let's do the bottom lip. Again, to increase the strength of the burning, you need to click every time. If you just you know, press your mouse button one time, it won't. It will just burn at 10% exposure one time. So click a few times. Okay, so let's see how this looks. And what we can do again here is, if needed, increase the effect by simply duplicating the burn layer, which would give us this result. Here we can fine-tune things. Maybe could leave it at 30% here, depending on how you originally did it, the effect you had the first time. So now what I am going to do is duplicate the background layer, bring it all the way to the top, because from that image there are certain elements I want, others I don't really want. So what I'll do, I am going to change the blending mode to luminosity, so we lose the color. I'm going to decrease the luminosity, this layer opacity to 80, and then I am going to reveal what I want to show. And what I want to show is the skin, the hair, and some of the leather clothing. Those are the effects I want to bring back here. So I'm just going to create a layer mask. I'm going to click on this icon here, create a layer mask, and I am going to use a black paintbrush, and the black paintbrush on the layer mask is going to erase part of this layer, which will reveal whatever is under. So let's going to zoom this, and then I am going to sort of reveal the effect of what we have under. I'm going to go over the skin, the hair, parts of the hair. I'm going to reduce the size of this brush. And do our arm here. Let's do our fingers. And let's see if we miss a few spots. To see that, you can look here. If you see white spots, let's go over. And here also what we can do is we can fix certain things that that we don't like. For example, this girl, let's see, let's diminish the effect using a white paintbrush. Let's put opacity 50, let's put size 20 or perhaps 10, and let's just erase some of those shadows that don't necessarily look good. So like this, and this girl also right here. So you can see here the HDR effect is way too pronounced. By mixing the bottom image, the original image, and just bringing out what you want, creates a much more pleasing image that looks more natural. Now let's add a vignette effect to this. So layer, new layer. Let's call this vignette. And to create a vignette, we just need to use the elliptical selection tool here and click in one corner and release when you reach the opposite corner, and then you go select